Welcome back! This week we're pretty excited as we say goodbye to the sea for a bit and head inland up to the enchanting city of Granada. The city is nestled in the Sierra Nevada hills, about an hour and a half's drive away from Mar. This was quite a spontaneous trip for us, but something that we'd been wanting to do since we'd been in the area, and so we decided to go for it and rented a car for 24 hours.
Well, we've just arrived in Granada for just a little weekend break, and it's the first time we've been out of Mar for 5 months, and the first time we've been in a city for maybe a year and a half now, so it's just, we're kind of blown away by the stimulus, and it's awesome here. Granada's amazing, it's beautiful. So Alex's godmother's son studies here, and so we're here with him. He's a bit of a history buff, which is perfect. And we're going to be able to stay in his place this evening, and then we're going to drive back down to Alhambra tomorrow.
It's a bit of a last minute trip over here, but we just decided to rent the car and come because just like the provinces have been closed for so long. We've wanted to come to Granada for the past 6 months and we haven't been able to because everything's been closed. So we are really pumped that we're here now and that we've got our own personal tour guide as well. Also, tapas and beer are very cheap here, so essentials covered.
I'd been to Granada a couple of times before, but I was excited to rediscover it this time with Lars, as he'd never been. There is so much rich history in the city, and the strong Muslim influence can still be felt today. This is especially the case in the Albayzin, which is the old Arabic quarter of the city. It's one of the ancient parts of Granada and almost completely pedestrianised. The streets here are narrow and steep, and aligned with neat white houses and plenty of orange trees. Granada has this uniquely organic vibe which we really loved. The streets are clearly made to be enjoyed by people on foot. They flow naturally into beautiful communal spaces with plenty of nature, and the sound of birds is a constant backdrop. To us it was an inspiring example of a city and actually made us proud to be human.
So you say what you said to me.
What did I say?
You said that you're really surprised at how, you said that I said to you how surprised you were going to be by how hilly it was, and we haven't even gotten started yet on the hills. We've got some serious climbing to do.
I said I'm already surprised, even though she warned me I would be surprised, and apparently this is nothing. So
it's just been flat this whole time.
Here we go.
It's just going to start climbing now. Let's go.
How is this bus getting down there? I don't think you can really see it on camera how steep this road is, but we've already been climbing for quite a long time. I kind of thought we were, well.
Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free.
Arguably the most impressive part of Granada is the Alhambra. The Alhambra is the old Nasrid citadel and palace. It sits up on a hill above the city of Granada, surrounded by forest and with the Sierra Nevada mountains as the backdrop.
Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night.
We couldn't get enough of these views, and we couldn't wait to go and visit the inside of the palace the following day.
It's so cool here, isn't it?
Honestly,
It's just so nice to get out, and Granada's probably up there with one of my favourite cities ever, so. Walking up to the Alhambra, and we just like came off the main street, and then all of a sudden we entered this huge garden and this huge hill, and look how lush it is.
The space was originally designed as a military zone, but then the palace was built and it became the royal residence and court for the Nasrid Kingdom in the 13th century.
So far, we're loving being here.
10 out of 10, Granada.
Deliver it.
Anybody who hasn't been here yet, it's so worth visiting. I mean, there's like weeks and weeks and weeks of walking and looking and seeing and eating that you could do, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful. I'm in love.
We're really lucky to be able to be here.
And we're at the right time of year. It's like the perfect temperature. And there's nobody here. Well, it's not that busy yet.
True.
I think also COVID had something to do with that. It's awesome.
The Alhambra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's one of the most beautiful and astounding historical spots I've ever seen. In its heyday, the whole area was home to the Nasrid sultans, senior officials, members of the court, and elite soldiers at the time.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's a mind-blowing amount of work. And we thought revarnishing our cap rails took a long time. This takes a long time.
The Alhambra literally translates to the Red One or Red Castle, due to the reddish tone that the walls and towers take on in the light of the sun. The whole space really is a work of art. From the intricate geometrical designs, mosaics, and Arabic decorations on the inside palace walls, to the abundance of flowers, plants, and fountains in the gardens, you could really spend days soaking it all in. It has a timeless and harmonious feel to it as well, which you don't seem to get as much when visiting old European royal residencies. And you get the impression that the aim here was more of a celebration of life and nature rather than just being a statement of power.
So I've been walking around the Alhambra already for a couple of hours this morning, and I mean, for anybody who hasn't been here before, definitely come check it out. It's insanely beautiful. I'm completely in love with the city, and the Alhambra is almost given an like overwhelming amount of things to look at, and I think it's not even midday yet, and we've used up our awe for the day.
It's a good way to put it.
I just love how the city really is sort of intertwined, or like embraces the old history that's here, and you can really feel it as you're walking around, but you feel it in a way that isn't like walking through a museum or like some of the areas, you know, Paris is a bit like that too, right? But it has a different kind of, sometimes museum-like feel to it, whereas here it's so alive, it's so vibrant.
It's still lived in.
Yeah. It's really, yeah, it's a cool place.
In 1492, the Catholic monarchs, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, expelled the Moors and took permanent residency in the Alhambra themselves.
I thought we'd seen everything that the Alhambra had to offer, but we just strolled to the next corner and there's a whole other palace hidden over here. So, here we go again.
And apparently it was here that Christopher Columbus requested the royal endorsement for his voyage that year. We were pretty sad when it was time to leave. We enjoyed our time here so much and will definitely be coming back. But we were also looking forward to getting back to the boat and starting the next adventure. Thanks for watching this far and for discovering Granada with us. We hope that you were able to get a taste of this incredible city. And join us next time as we make our great escape from the marina and we enjoy our 2-day sail all the way back up to the island of Formentera.